Good afternoon. Today I'm presenting my group counseling proposal titled Living Again, a group for long-term grief. This group is designed for adults who continue to struggle with grief long after the death of a close loved one. Some people move through grief naturally over time, while others find themselves stuck in patterns of sadness, withdrawal, or emotional numbness. This group seeks to reach those individuals who feel like life has continued moving, but their inner world has not caught up. My goal in this presentation is to walk through the purpose of this group, the theoretical foundation behind it, the logistics and structure, the ethical considerations, and the process we will use to support participants as they work toward healing and renewed meaning. The reason this group is necessary is simple. Grief is universal, but it does not have a universal timeline. When grief becomes prolonged, it can interfere with an individual's ability to regulate emotions, maintain relationships, or reconnect with a sense of purpose. People may become isolated, not because they want to be alone, but because the weight of grief makes connection feel overwhelming. Group counseling is uniquely powerful for this issue because it creates a shared space where participants see others navigating similar feelings. The experience of universality, realizing you're not the only one, can reduce shame and restore hope. A supportive group setting also encourages interpersonal learning, mutual empathy, and corrective emotional experiences that are difficult to achieve in isolation. The theoretical approach guiding this group is reality therapy, which grows out of choice theory. Choice theory teaches that human behavior is driven by 5 basic needs: love and belonging, power or achievement, freedom, fun, and survival. When someone experiences a major loss, the need for love and belonging is deeply disrupted, and the grief can also affect other needs in a significant way. Reality therapy helps individuals regain a sense of agency during a time in life when they often feel helpless. The focus is not on changing the past, but on making healthier choices in the present so that people can meet their needs more effectively. The WDEP model, that is, wants, doing, evaluation, and planning, provides a structured way for group members to explore what they want emotionally and relationally, identifying what they are currently doing that either helps or harms them, evaluate whether these behaviors move them toward or away from healing, and begin to plan small, achievable steps that support growth. This approach fits naturally within a group setting. As members talk, reflect, and interact, they get immediate feedback from each other, encouragement, and modeling from others. This group becomes a safe environment where new behaviors can be practiced and reinforced. The purpose of the Living Again group is to give adults dealing with long-term grief a structured, compassionate space to process their experience. The group is not to erase or minimize the loss, but to help individuals integrate the loss into their lives in a way that allows them to move forward. Participants will have opportunities to express their emotions openly, understand more about the nature of prolonged grief, identify patterns that keep them stuck, and develop healthier coping strategies. The group aims to support members in gradual rebuilding meaning, connection, and purpose. When I think about the structure of this group, the physical environment is one of the first things I want to focus on. The group will meet in a private counseling suite or a designated place within a church counseling office. I want the environment to feel calm, secure, and welcoming because the setting itself communicates safety before a single word is spoken. A peaceful room lowers anxiety, reduces defensiveness, and gives members permission to let their guard down. The chairs will be arranged in a circle, which is intentional. A circle communicates equality. It removes any sense of hierarchy or authority that can make someone feel less than or overlooked. When everyone can see each other's faces, it naturally increases connection, empathy, engagement, three elements that are especially important in a grief-focused group. This will be a closed group, meaning members join at the beginning and no new participants enter after the second session. This is not just a logistical choice, it's a clinical one. A closed group builds trust, enhances group cohesion, and increases psychological safety. When new people consistently enter and exit, group members often hesitate to go deeper because they don't know who will be joining next. With a stable membership, participants are more willing to take emotional risk, share vulnerable moments, and genuinely open up at their own pace. The group will meet weekly for 10 consecutive weeks, with each session lasting 90 minutes. This amount of time gives us room for check-ins, processing, group feedback, and structured exercises without rushing people through their emotions. The ideal group size is 6 to 8 adults. This range encourages active participation, but also ensures the room is filled with diverse voices and experiences. A group that is too small may place too much pressure on participants to talk, while a group that is too large can dilute each person's opportunity to contribute. By keeping the group between 6 and 8 members, each person has enough time to be seen, heard, and validated, while still benefiting from the richness of multiple perspectives. Leadership in this group will be handled by a counseling trainee who is working toward and under the supervision of a licensed professional counselor. This arrangement supports both ethical practice and clinical development. The trainee gains hands-on experience leading group process, while supervision ensures that members receive competent and ethical sound care. The group may also use a co-leadership model. Co-leadership is particularly valuable in grief work because one facilitator can guide discussion and interventions while the other observe subtle emotional cues, tracks group dynamics, and provides additional support where needed. This shared responsibility helps prevent burnout, increase the accuracy of clinical observation, and strengthens the overall therapeutic presence in the room. Finally, the way the group is structured, from the environment to the size to the leadership style, is all designed to create a space where people can begin to heal at their own pace. Group counseling is most effective when people feel safe, supported, and understood. And every part of this design is built to make that possible. Recruitment will occur through referrals from counseling centers, pastors, and spiritual leaders, community advertisements such as flyers and online announcements. The recruitment material will clearly describe the purpose of the group, the meeting schedule, and expectations, while avoiding any exaggerated promises about outcomes. Before joining, each potential member participates in a 30-minute screening interview. This interview assesses the person's emotional readiness for group work, their current mental health status, any risk factors, and whether the group format is appropriate for them. Individuals who are dealing with active suicidal thoughts, current psychotic symptoms, or substance intoxication will be referred to higher levels of care or individual therapy instead. The screening also explores cultural and personal factors that influence how the individual experiences grief. Understanding these factors helps ensure the group is respectful and responsive to each member's background. Ethical practice is essential. Every member receives a clear, informed consent document outlining the purpose of the group, the structure, the time, commitment, the potential risks and benefits, the limits of confidentiality, and the voluntary nature of participation. Confidentiality is reviewed verbally and reinforced regularly. Members are reminded that while the facilitator is ethically bound to confidentiality, peer confidentiality relies on trust and group norms. Cultural humility is also at the core value in the group, because people mourn differently depending on their cultural background, family norms, and personal beliefs. Some cultures experience grief outwardly, others value privacy and internal processing. The group leader invites members to share their customs, rituals, and benefits related to grief, creating an environment where diversity is honored rather than being ignored. This approach supports empowerment and helps avoid imposing a one-size-fits-all model of grieving. The group begins with an orientation session where members introduce themselves, discuss their hopes for the group, and review guidelines for safety and respect. The second session introduces choice therapy and explains how grief disrupts basic needs. Session 3 through 6 walks members through the WDEP model. Members explore what they truly want emotionally, evaluate their current coping patterns, and begin identifying choices that could support healing. They learn to distinguish between remembering their loved one in a healthy way versus reliving the pain in a way that keeps them immobilized. Session 7 through 9 deepens group process. This is where members confront guilt, fear moving forward, internal conflicts about letting go, and other emotional barriers. The facilitator uses reality therapy interventions such as present moment focus and gentle confrontation to help members stay grounded and empowered. The final session focuses on closure. Members review their progress, identify support systems they can rely on after the group ends, and participate in meaningful ritual or activity that symbolizes integration and continued growth. Evaluation includes both quantitative and qualitative methods. Members complete a grief inventory at the beginning and end of the group to measure changes in symptom intensity. Each week, members rate their mood, their sense of connection, and their level of purpose. They also complete reflection forms and contribute to group discussions that help the facilitator understand their emotional pulse of the group. Facilitators track attendance, participation levels, and the overall cohesive of the group. Supervision is used consistently to ensure ethical decision-making, maintain professional boundaries, and strengthen the facilitator's development. The Living Again group is grounded in the belief that healing becomes possible when people feel safe, understood, and supportive. When individuals regain a sense of agency, reconnect with others, and learn healthier ways to cope, life begins to open back up. This group is designed to help members take those steps in an intentional, compassionate, and therapeutic setting. When I think about my future as a counselor, I see group counseling becoming a major part of how I support individuals, couples, and families. Group work is not just an add-on to counseling. It is its own therapeutic environment with unique strengths that I can reproduce in one-on-one or even family sessions. Group counseling gives clients a chance to experience something that individual counseling alone cannot offer: the healing power of shared experiences. When people hear others express emotions and challenges that sound like their own, the sense of isolation begins to weaken. They start to recognize that what they are feeling is not strange, shameful, or personal failure, but part of the human condition. That sense of universality is one of the most meaningful factors in group therapy. In my individual counseling practice, I envision using group work as a supplement to help clients who need additional interpersonal support. Some clients struggle with connection, boundary setting, conflict resolution, or emotional expression. A group becomes a kind of laboratory where clients can practice these skills in real time with peers, not just talk about them with me in a private office, but togetherness. Group counseling allows clients to receive honest but supportive feedback, observe healthier communication patterns, and try out new behaviors in a structured environment. This kind of interpersonal learning helps clients translate insight into action, giving them more confidence in their daily relationships. For clients working through grief, anxiety, or low self esteem, I see group counseling becoming a powerful extension of the work we begin individually. In marriage counseling, group work plays a different but important role. Couples often feel like their relationship problems are uniquely difficult or embarrassing. When they see other couples working through similar concerns, communication breakdowns, unmet needs, emotional distance, it normalizes their struggle. Group settings for couples also promote accountability. Couples can observe healthier relational patterns, reflect on how their own patterns are affecting their relationship, and hear supportive yet challenging feedback from peers who understand the reality of relational stress. In many ways, group counseling breaks down the stigma couples sometimes carry when they feel their relationship is the only one going through hardship. It broadens their supportive system beyond the counseling room and reduces defensiveness by adding communal learning. For family counseling, I see group work functioning as both education and empowerment. Many families benefit from hearing how other families navigate conflict, structure, discipline, and emotional expression. Family-based groups, whether for parents, adolescents, caregivers, or blended families, create a platform for shared learning and mutual encouragement. These groups help families realize that the issue they face are not signs of dysfunction, but signs of being human. Group counseling also encourages families to work from a system perspective, recognizing that change does not depend on one person fixing themselves, but on the entire family learning healthier patterns of interaction. A family might hear another family talk about strategies for communication or emotional regulation and feel inspired to try similar tools at home. Across individual, marriage, and family work, I see group counseling as a stabilizing force that supports resilience, connection, and long-term change. It builds community, decreases isolation, increases insight, and reinforces new skills through active practice. As a future clinician, I value group counseling because it matches the reality that people don't heal alone. They heal in relationship with others. Group work will allow me to serve more people, diversify the ways clients learn, and create spaces where shared humanity becomes a catalyst for growth. In my future practice, group counseling will not be optional. It will be essential, an essential part of the therapeutic service I offer. Group settings offer peer validation that cannot be replicated one-on-one. Members practice interpersonal skills, receive immediate feedback, and discover their experiences are shared. This connection reduces isolation and accelerates insight. Hearing others navigate similar struggles normalizes conflict and reduces shame. Group work encourages accountability, boundary setting, and healthier communication patterns, offering spouses new ways to relate to one another. Families heal within symptoms, not isolation. In group settings, parents and teens learn from others, witness healthy interactions, and practice new skills. Culture and spiritual diversity enriches family perspectives and builds resilience.